What?
So are things working yet?
Oh, they should be able to hear you, yeah. I can see the mic levels going up when you talk, so yeah, it should work.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
is the
It's
mic
working.
level going up when I talk?
Okay, yeah, they hear us. Okay, you can continue. Sorry.
Okay, so where was I?
What Jerry Pete was, or Lily Pete was, the argument she was making about anti-bronies.
Okay, so back a long time ago, right when Tommy Oliver left the fandom, she made this video called Oliver and Company. And before she actually got into criticizing Tommy Oliver for the stuff he said, he ended up like making kind of a pseudo devil's advocate that wasn't that good. One of the counter arguments she made, which is totally bullshit, was that anti-bronies were a straw man. The bronies were sad. Let me say it in their like smug, condescending words. Anti-bronies are a straw man that sad people use to justify their victimhood complex because it's easy to win against an enemy you made up. That was the quote,
Yeah, I
nearly
know.
verbatim.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to this, a guy I know ended up calling her out on this. He goes, don't know his actual, I'm going to keep it anonymous, so, here we go. Let me just find the journal. So what happens is that, the guy called out Lily for, kind of just like showing a blatant example of an anti-brony. So what happens is that she ended up saying, like, just saying like, oh, why can't you just like call him an asshole? And okay, for the sake of to see what's going on, should I post the link to where it was going on in the chat?
Yeah, sure, that'd probably be helpful.
Okay, so I'm gonna post the stuff here. Here's the link. Okay. Here we go. Oh wait, God, can't be sent. It's just I have to remove web addresses.
Because Jared Pete's like, oh no, that's copyright. You can't do anything that's copyright or else I'll sue you. Like, I would sue Bob for showing my face in their thumbnail.
Like, don't get why we just didn't get counter him for like false flagging. We can do that. I can just hear my I'm just going through arc. So like she said that when the person was like brought a blatant example of an anti-brony that like this person should just be called an asshole. And I said that they could be called both. Since like just because like you're an
Yeah,
asshole
I was
doesn't mean
talking
like you're
about
an
that,
anti-brony.
like, she was saying, like, you can't, you shouldn't call them anti-bronies, you should just call them assholes, even though all it is a more
What?
specific
It's like, why do they have to be
classification of
called
asshole.
anti-bronies? Don't you know that hurts my feelings, man?
And
Like,
then
really?
even what he says is, he says, no, they're not, anti-bronies, they're just 4chaners, even though that's just a different classification of assholes.
Yeah,
I
I know,
know, and
like,
like
why would you call them 4chaners? Like, what, like, why,
I don't
like,
get his
what
argument.
difference does it make?
I kind of actually understand due to the fact that the fandom started on 4chan. I think that's where a majority of kind of the anti-bronies started.
Yeah, but not all of them.
Although definitely a lot of anti-bronies
Uh,
like came from Tumblr, and
Yeah.
like it's just during like our conversation she kind of just kept on moving the goalpost
I
using the
s-
moving the goalpost fallacy. I said that like anti-bronies was a more thorough classification, and then eventually when I was about to post my counter argument, she blocked me to
I
get the last word
spent
like an immature
yeah.
like little child.
And I mean, I spent a good few months on Tumblr, and there's also a lot of bronies on there too. So,
I know, and just it's really goes down to a lot of stuff, and I think
Bot versus Jerry Pete, Dawn of Justice. Do
oh
you
god,
plead?
oh god. Do you
You
guys remember
will.
just the shit that like I don't know if this was probably NES Mario just like on the commentary community TV tropes that commentary community like wiki page like she said like Jerry Pete was like some sort of like super villain from like Bob Kai or some shit like that.
mm.
You didn't see that? Oh god, let me I
No,
got
I mean,
YouTube.
like, oh, the, Bob Kayet. What was, Jerry Pete? Was he, like, oh god, what character was
There was
he?
he never was on Bob Kai. It's just okay. You know commentary wiki, so commentary
Yeah. We know that.
Okay, so Jerry's got a page, and like there was a like this paragraph that at least supposedly I'm guessing was actually put on there by an NES Mario, because he's like always the guy who like uses the joking DBZ stuff. But like before I added an actual more thorough description of what she was and why she was infamous, you just like left this like really like funny like paragraph on there. Want me to read it to you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh god, it's just okay. I can't read the Japanese. So Jerry, aka Lily, aka Jerry, is a major supervillain who comes from a future timeline in the bunch of pseudo-intellectuals manga and the Dragon Ball Z anime. Also making
Oh
an
my
appearance.
god, he's freaking Cell.
I know it gets.
His
Also
power
making an
level is
appearance in Bop
unreadable.
Galaxy's.
Because he turned off
Also making
seeing his subs.
Oh no, it's back on. 30,000.
Oh, it is? Oh,
37,000.
never mind.
Like also making an appearance in
time,
Bop Galaxy Star.
I remember at the time that I worked on that article, he hit his subs.
Yeah, no. It was a recent thing. Probably to like add to the argument of, oh, I'm not polarizing, which I think we can get to later.
Yeah.
So like also
Yeah.
it says like also making an appearance in Bop Galaxy Starfighters GTZ. She is the ultimate creation of Dr. Dosei, designed to possess all the abilities of the greatest commentators to have ever inhabited or visited Earth. The result is a perfect monster possessing numerous favorable genetic traits and special abilities. Pete is one of the few rad rainbow androids not directly completed by Dr. Dosei. The others are Lei Long, Tetrix, Scaleforce, and possibly Juice and Butter. Pete, Android X, Battle Ultimus 22, and Kano's completions involve Dr. Dosei's shitty Windows computer Magma number 95. He was later killed by NES Mario 123 and Mr. Sir Raven after being weakened by Hobbs, Ski Hounds, Zurich, and Duke 86 fan. That was the original description, and it was damn hilarious. And there's like this one weird page of like this hand with like coins and says Ski Hound, a mysterious currency from Jerry's home planet.
I posted that because I got some Canadian money.
Okay, oh Canada!
Oh, Canada.
Oh god, it was funny when she actually sang that, like when she collabed with Josh. One of her few good appearances.
Canada's trash though.
So should I like talk about like the commentary I was kind of planning?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
sure.
Okay, so a long time ago, Lily eventually, for no good reason, ended up getting Lily on her, on his King of Limbo podcast, and I like watched bits and pieces of it, and there was a part of it where I ended up watching parts of like when she started like talking about Zwerek and like the Bop video and like and there was like a lot of other stuff there, and it was just making me really angry, and I wanted to just like kind of tell her off about Zwerek that for me. Then I was like, I could actually use a lot more
we're
stuff
down
with this,
again.
so I decided to make.
I'll give it a sec. Sorry.
what?
We're down again. I'll give it a sec to come back on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back on. Go ahead.
Okay, so Jerry said like some shit on For No Good Reasons podcast, and I got angry, but Zwerek also kind of already said my points, and things were fine. Although I realized I could actually probably make a material out of this, since I could use it as a jumping off point to criticize more shit that was going on with her, and why people don't like her. So I kind of just like used it as a bit of a like I said, a jumping off point, and so yeah, I decided to write a commentary, and I like wrote a full like script, a 13-page script.
Mm-hmm.
And the original plan was at least to get Zwerek to edit it if he had the time, because he said he would, and I was going to like use Kimbar, and since I didn't want the viewers to like see like just the static image of the King of Limbo thing over and over again, I had the idea of like using like alternate like pictures of it, so like I'd commission some art to make, and I'd probably like use some of the ridiculous art that's been like made of her, like the stuff that's been made by Manga Common, like her as Flufflepuff, like
the
her,
attention
like,
whore one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I so would have used that one. That one was hilarious. Though the funniest thing about that is that Lily actually liked it. It's in her favorites.
At least she has a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's probably why she liked Manga Common in the first place, and also the Flufflepuff Lily that happened during Manga Common's like Ghostbusters parody.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, it's like, you remember that one scene from Ghostbusters when they summoned the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like the first
Yeah.
thing that happened was like manga comment like imagine the most innocent thing ever, so it was a giant Flufflepuff. And then like his kind of evil clone imagine like what did you think of like the most evil thing ever? Then it was just like she popped out of there like Lily as Flufflepuff and just for no good reason goes you sick bastard, and like it just ends the video and it was just so worth it. It was like really damn funny. Okay, so a lot of the points that I decided to bring up was kind of a pseudo like kind of a pseudo defense of like no screw it, it was a defense of like Zraric and like the videos you guys made, and kind of at least one of the working titles for it was like kind of, at least since like I was friends with Zraric and like Duke and kind of Yuski were more acquaintances at the time. It was just like I titled it like DeathAlchemist White Knights as friends.
Was that around when you came to me and we had that call, that discussion
Actually,
thing?
this took place afterwards. I actually
Oh, okay.
like one of the things that surprisingly one of the things that Lily said was that oh like response videos are the equivalent to like throwing eggs at people's houses. Then I was like, I know it's
Then I've egged a lot of people's houses.
you shouldn't say that on live. You might go to jail.
Nah.
So like one of the things I brought up was that at least you guys were like willing to debate, because I got into the discussion with you that there was the thing that happened like between like Zraric and Ponder Sprocket. And like at least every single time like another commentator has done a commentary on another commentary, I just kind of just showed that you guys were able to take criticism and like it just really revolved around oh god damn it, I'm at a loss for words. Okay. Just it revolved around how like you guys were never really jerks or only jerks to like people who like, as Hobbes called them, like the thick-headed idiots like Proto Mario in like his videos, and like and I was like, oh wait a minute. Then I like kind of just I was planning to flash an image of like the BS privacy complaint.
Yeah. I want to point out that you were nervous about doing this on the fly, but you're actually doing really good.
I don't know. I'm just focusing on all how I'm
You
kind
know
of
more.
repeating
You know more
myself
of what you're
and
talking
just,
about way more than I do.
I have the tendency to kind of go on just, and at least one of the reasons like, oh,
Yeah.
why didn't you contact me directly? And I like brought up how like this wouldn't be pleasant, how like she stated this in her like video, like her kind of 3 a.m. rambles on why she's polarizing. She just ended up saying that like, oh, like there's really no point in having a discussion if you can't like change someone's opinion, and I don't want to get, and like she also said like she has like discussions with Josh's that doesn't change their opinions, but it's more of like a playful boxing match, and is she describes it as a playful boxing match, and she is just like, oh, and I don't want to get into that with like other people, and I was just like, why? What's wrong with like having discussions and like seeing things from an alternate point of view? You don't need to like have this black and white dichotomy. And like just kind of saying like I said, like you guys kind of reacted because she was being an asshole and petty and stupid and crap like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you want to bring up the thing about?
It's like she's still friends with her. Oh, I can hear my voice again.
Sorry. My audio program crashed. I had to relaunch it because I couldn't hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Gail's back on, I think.
Okay, let's hope
All right.
it keeps working this time.
Sorry.
yeah,
this is Gail. She's
oh god,
on.
I'm really oh god, I have this idea. Like, I'm gonna say that a long time ago I sent Lily your video, Gail, and I was like, there was a reason she didn't watch it, although she told it to at least someone you guys know in privacy, and I don't know if it's right to really reveal it here. It's a stupid reason, but I don't know since it's kind of private.
Okay.
I'll type it in the chat. Like, which Duke was here? He's the one that. No, never mind. Let's just say she had a stupid reason for not watching your video. it had to do with someone who like kind of no, screw it. I'm saying it anyway. She didn't watch the video because Zarek requested it. Just like stop
That's
right
the
there.
only reason.
Yes,
Because
I am
Zarek.
dead fucking serious. I facepalmed when that happened.
That's the only. That's,
Hey guys, look, a new Mr. Interview.
That's the only
Let's go
reason.
watch.
Yes.
Because it was tainted by Zarek's recommendation.
Never mind that I actually might have brought up good points that she would have liked to hear. No, just because of the person who fucking requested it, and therefore didn't directly have.
Yelling it cut out.
Okay,
Thank
so
you, Skype.
it's like Skype is like censoring you. It's funny.
Anyway, as I was saying, like, actually managed to keep it calm. Like I was saying, it's like I like that the only reason she didn't watch is because Zarek requested it. Never mind that he didn't have anything to do with the video directly, other than giving me the material. Never mind that I actually might have brought up good points that she would have liked to listen to. No, she refuses to watch it because someone she didn't like requested the video.
Is I mean, like I said, I told you like over PM, like I was like kind of surprised at least how calm you were in that video. It was just like really interesting to hear you like just. I mean, the thing is, at least with the response videos that I've kind of seen, like during like at least kind of during Bob and with Zarek, there's always kind of like this kind of sarcastic like douchebag like edge to it, and you were just like you pretty much acted like Hobbs in that video.
Yeah, I think part of it helped that I was looking just at that video. I really didn't bother looking up like what else this person has done, what other like shit they may have like she may have pulled, and just like yeah, no, just looking at this video, just this video.
Oh, there's a gold mine of shit. Okay,
But
so
I'm still just like, of all the reasons to refuse to watch my video.
I mean, hell,
You're hurting my feelings.
you're too good for us. Why are you with us plebs?
Oh man.
Okay, so like another, at least going back to the video that I was doing, I was like gonna bring up like how it was kind of bullshit that he dismissed Zarek's argument based on the fact that he was an anti-feminist, and like when she's like friends with Josh, who is an anti-feminist, and by extension Inkros, who was also criticized Anita Sarkeesian and the like, and then like when he started to shit talk, I said that Okizmo was a shit talker. I spent way too long going back on the fact that like going through Okizmo's videos in depth, and I probably should have just what's it called? Just like kind of given a brief overview of it, like going back and like breaking down like whether they were or not, which is a long story short, some were, some weren't. And then I don't know if I was going to add this, but like I think one of the things that Okizmo was infamous for was calling Lily a sociopath. So I at least kind of like decided to act like a dick and just decided to like pretend that she was a sociopath and actually bring up at least bad, use it as an excuse to kind of jump off of like to like bring up some of the bad shit she's done.
Right.
See, I don't know why, but thinking of other stupid stuff Lily said, it's like, because I remember telling Ski, it's like, I didn't tell him about this, Tumblr post specifically, but I remember Duke linked me, like, an answer to an Ask Lily got. It's like, I don't remember what exactly the ask was, but it's like, something to do, it's like, if she was an American and, like, voting this election and like, I don't know, something to do like with Democrats or Republicans and stuff, and it's like, and all I read was this first sentence to make me go, okay, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
what's the sentence?
It had something to do like in those types of elections, you don't vote for the person, you vote for the party, and it just made me face palm. And I'm just like, you stupid
No, God.
bitch.
No.
If that's the case, what do you think primary elections are for?
Oh, God.
We're the fucking two-party system. We ain't
Ron
the party
Paul
system.
and Donald Trump
no,
are the
no,
same
you
person. It's
no,
the
you
party,
fucking-
not the person.
If that's how everybody
Yeah, it's like, I
voted.
remember just reading that one sentence, like, okay, I'm not even gonna read the rest of this response, because just from that first sentence alone, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, that person is alone would
Oh,
just get
man.
cancer.
Okay, yeah, it was kind of stupid. It was really stupid, and I think one of the most stupid things that like she said, is it okay if I bring up some Gamergate stuff?
Yeah,
I don't
sure,
care.
I don't mind. I was actually just talking
whatever.
about that with freaking.
No, I know. It's just I'm only gonna bring up the
Okay,
legitimate stuff
yeah.
that she's wrong about. Like, probably one of the most infamous things that she said was that okay, hang on, just it's redirecting. It sucks. Like, since she changed the URL to Lily, it takes a bit of time for the blog to redirect. Hang on. Come on, keep loading. Okay, to make a long story short, she called the creator of Hot Wheels a neo-Nazi for like writing an article in favor of eugenics on a neo-Nazi website. The thing is, though, okay, she called the creator of 8chan, a neo-Nazi for writing a pro-eugenics article on a neo-Nazi website. The thing is, though, is that if you actually fucking read the article, she says that she's not a neo-Nazi, that the only reason she that Hot Wheels published it here was because they were the only site that would take it. And on top of that, it wasn't even like this, like the whole, oh, gas the Jews, let's create like the perfect race bullshit. It was like kind of just going in favor of the whole, at least kind of going in favor of just, what was it called? Just, he didn't want like certain people to be, even though I don't agree with it, he said like people should be like aware of like the traits that they should pass on, like say, so they could like possibly stop like having kids with like say genetic birth defects like he was born with, which was like which was brittle bone disease.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was kind of shit, and what's really makes it worse is the fact that
so like eugenics for good, you mean? Like
eugenics for good, and while I don't agree with like I say like forcibly implementing eugenics, and at least kind of at least one could say that eugenics kind of
but like if you wanted to like pay for it or whatever, yeah.
And like I think one could say that like at least if you forcibly implement eugenics, it's kind of like very anti-American, just because it's like, oh, I want to breed with who I want. I don't want the government telling me who to breed with and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things
Okay,
that
I was gonna make a very snide, cynical remark, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
was it like a stereotypical American remark?
Oh well, no, well, kind of. It was more about like maybe we should do something like that because so many people here are fucking idiots. But
it's not wrong.
Okay, so at least what I was bringing up and what really makes this worse is the fact that, okay, a long time ago, if you're a Lily fan, you will definitely, or if you follow her, you know this, that she made a video called Top 10 Worst Videos. And like number one was her harassment, stalking, and cyberbullying video in which she kind of slandered like internet aristocrat, Thunderfoot, investigative journalism, and Tina Flyviper for apparently monetizing off of like harassment or bullshit like that. And like while Lily apologized for it, what really makes this kind of worse is that she kind of, and while we all do make mistakes again, she fell for a confirmation of bias again, and she really should have known better to go actually look at the fucking article.
Yeah.
And like at least the thing is with like Tina really is that I talked with her, and like at least when I slowly did at least kind of got to like despise her over time, I just kind of started to talk with some of the people she said were like bad, and I realized that they really weren't that bad. Like Tina like doesn't, even though Tina's like highly critical of like individuals who Jerry likes, she doesn't wish like harm on them, and when I actually told her like some good aspects of like one of the people she was criticizing, she was actually glad to know that that person had good in them. And yes, this is all Pinky Pony.
Pinky Pony.
Yeah.
It's oh god, you ever hear of Molestia?
Yeah, I mean,
Molestia?
I feel
God,
like
what the hell is that?
that's a whole
What is
nother
that?
complicated thing to get into.
I don't
that's a
want to
whole
know
nother
what
fiasco.
Molestia is.
It's another fiasco, and let's just say
it's pretty. You'd have to go do some research on the subject. It's a long story.
Does it have to do with child molestation? Is that
It's
what
a
it
It was
very
jokes. It was
stupid
jokes
meme.
about it, and they got mad and tried to get it banned or whatever. And
then Hasbro
she was one of the leaders of that.
yeah,
then
Hasbro eventually did ban it.
And she got like flamed to death by angry people. And
even though that she was being
she cried victim, and everything just turned into a shitstorm.
Well, I'm not going to deny that she probably did get some bad harassment, but I am going
Yeah.
to fucking call her out on saying that she was just as aggressive as the other people who were calling. And when aggression begets aggression, and I have fucking proof of this because the voice actor, somebody who dubbed the comics, aka Mindless Gonzo, got harassment from her and her followers. And on top of that,
It's a
Lily's
Lupe
favorite
fiasco.
one of Lily's favorite content creators, who is Webcake, I asked her about this like a long time ago since she was friends with Gonzo, said that Pinky attacked her boyfriend over a not safe for work video. It was a video called like Mutton Bash, which kind of made a bit of a rape joke. And like Duke has said in the chat, she is a big friend of Pinky Pony, and at least I think one of the reasons why Lily was so defensive of her was like a long time ago. You know how like she was kind of like she was the 4chan like edgy like asshole. She like criticizes so often. It's why she does criticize it so often. She used to be like that. And like she said some ridiculous things that at least she kind of has taken back, like saying that, oh, people who commit suicide are pathetic, but don't use that as an argument since that's really outdated.
Oh.
Like when Pinky Pony came along, you know what she did? She taught him about, at least it's a him at the time, about rape culture.
Rape
And
culture.
then, like,
That's a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah, and like he became like super like on her side, and like became like I know this word has like some bad connotations to it, but like he became the definition of a white knight, like literally, like constantly defending his precious princess Pinky Pony from all danger. Oh, kill the sorceress Tina, kill the evil internet aristocrat. Oh my, don't worry, my lady, I'll protect you. And that's really just what it kind of came down to. And like Pinky's done some other shit, and on top of that, she blocked me for retweeting a GIF, even though I never talked to her or followed her in my life on Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like,
did you bring up you getting blocked yet? Because you kind of cut out when I asked you about that.
Oh god. Okay, so like after I had my whole I've actually been blocked by Lily on multiple sites. So going in order of I think it happened a long time ago. Duke posted a comment that called out Lily on her YouTube page, and even though Lily let that through, and she like kind of made fun of Duke for it, and I called her out there, and like there were more comments, but she didn't let it through as she does. Yes, yeah, totally kind of destroying the echo chamber argument right there, aren't you, Jerry? And then finally, what ended up happening was eventually there was a comment left on the Brony War video that for no good reason made. That this one guy was asking, why does like Lily hate Gamergate so much? And I linked her this thing that kind of talked about Gamergate favorably, and I think after that she blocked me for it. Although the funny thing is though, is that it was written by Liana Kersner, who if you're kind of a Sargon of the COD fan, you might recognize. Do you know who she is, Ski? Liana K, she was like the Polygon contributor.
No.
No, I don't remember that.
I'm not a
I know what
Sargon
Polygon
fan, so I
is,
have no
but
clue.
No, I don't watch. I kind of go in and out with like this stuff, and what ended up happening was so she blocked me. At least the thing with the article is that it wasn't written by a pro Gamergate person. It was written by her, who was shown that she is Gamergate neutral. She's kind of like friends with like at least people on both sides, and like she was like giving credit where credit is due, like saying like how Gamergate kind of driving mood away from 4chan might have been actually a good thing, and kind of talking about it was kind of a bit of poetic justice for like moot, kind of at least for creating the whole like anonymous, at least even though you might disagree, like the whole anonymous like asshole mindset. And at least what adding to this is that like she is both a feminist and a journalist, which is apparently like the devil, oh no, it's the devil in Gamergate's book. So that's where kind of it came from, and that's when I got blocked.
Well,
there.
It's not the best combination, but yeah.
Well, she's a sex positive feminist.
I'm not gonna go and make assumptions though, but yeah, in general, that's not the best combination.
I know. The thing is that even though I think she does have some issues with MRAs, although that's due to bad experiences with them, she made an entire series of videos, at least like kind of like tearing apart Anita Sarkeesian's arguments from a feminist perspective, and oh god, it is awesome. Just like it's like the most unique I've seen of it, because she at least brings in her own experiences as a woman, and how Anita is kind of unintentionally like in some ways slut shaming and stuff like that. It's like called why, at least the first like main series is called Why Feminist Frequency Almost Made Me Quit Writing About Video Games. And like, okay, that's where I got, and like that's the whole story of when I got blocked on YouTube. That was just that's where the tangent happened. Okay.
I was more focusing on when you guys had an argument, you were discussing things, and then she randomly blocked you. Oh
yeah, so we kind of cut out there, but on DA, when like I called her out for like kind of talking about the was it called? Just kind of talking about like how Anti-Bronies weren't a straw man, and she was moving the goalposts on me. Right when I was about to post my reply, I got this notification on DA that said that she blocked me. So I got kind of pissed about that. I still posted what I said on the page, but didn't reply to her, and like it also says that I can't comment on her page. I also commented on her. Like a long time ago, back when I was a fan, I have a bad habit of like spamming questions if I like the person, so she ignored me there. And I also, the funny thing is that at least as a side note, I got to, I went in anonymous one time and I actually got her to like admit to like kind of, this is kind of a joke, but a long time ago she was like criticizing 50 Shades of Grey and like she's saying, yes, people are that stupid to go out and watch it. And I was like, hey, no. And then I like told her, hey, what about, I asked her anonymously, like, hey, what about like the people who will, and want to see it out of like morbid curiosity or like riff on it. And then she's like, okay, this is the only time I'm going to say this. Pirate it.
Oh man.
It was. I think it was more of a joke, if anything, and at least that is a more positive aspect with Lily. She's kind of, I wouldn't say fun to troll, but she's kind of fun to make slightly uncomfortable. That's all. And at least going back, eventually, like she blocked me on Tumblr for. I mean, I just one time. I don't have it linked here. I don't have it on my blog anymore, which kind of angers me. But she like said. She ended up saying like she kind of like criticized Not Your Shield. Oh, it's just like the same it's just like the same thing said by the same people over and over again, which it isn't if you've actually kind of bothered to follow Gamergate. And I was like, okay, and I just said to her like straight up, you don't get Gamergate, and she blocked me, which I kind of don't blame her for that, but eh.
See, this is one thing that kind of pisses me off about her, like, cause for several months it's just the same thing, and it's not just her. It's like I've expressed like the same sentiment about other people I've recently commentated on. No matter what the subject is about, what pisses me off about some of the people who've made videos that I've commentated on is that they don't bother doing their fucking research.
Oh, like
Oh,
Ran
yeah.
Into the Past and that other chick that nobody likes.
Tamashi Hiroka.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a pretty little feminist.
Oh my
It's
god,
pink
you
and I
should
don't
have seen
like
the
it, even
freaking
though I have
strip that
pink hair.
that from the original version of the BOPCom that Zarek did with a
Oh
Gale.
god, was it even
Oh my god.
harsher?
Oh my god. There is like 2 comments that made me go, ouch, the edge.
Which comments were those?
One where he called Brandon a faggot, and then the other comment was calling the chick a Miss Sandra cunt. Was that what it was? And
No, it wasn't. Okay, the thing is, the misandrist was left in, but not the cunt part.
yeah, Misandrous. Yeah, he originally had Misandrous cunt in there. I was like, ouch, the edge.
Although, at least to be fair,
And then Ryan just freaking responded like, whoa, man, calm down, man, you're going too far. But
Shit
am I the
Shit-face
only one that...
cocksucker, motherfucker, tits for turds and twat.
Freaking George.
yeah,
Yeah.
just stop speaking from that asshole you call a mouth.
Yes. Do you kiss your
But-
fucking mother with that mouth? I remember when I was cussing and someone was like, whoa, you watch your fucking mouth.
Oh god, it was like really funny. At least, although speaking of at least insults, at least in the commentary I was kind of planning. Although, yeah, screw it. I'll even though they won't see it on the chat, I'll link it to you guys via Skype. So here's the thing. If you guys want to like scroll through it, like one of the things I was planning was like I wanted to kind of insult her just as a kind of like catharsis, like way for me to just get it out. And like at least like so the funny thing is that like over time I kind of Lily gave me like a funny like out of pure coincidence gave me a justification for the insult. So like in her top 10 like MLP episodes, she said like she defended Meridwell like even though I like have problems with the episode, she said that like one of the things that she said was at least in regards to Rainbow Dash that the way to get to someone with an ego is to bruise their ego. Then I was like, that's a good reason to go insult her.
Yes,
It was
let's
like-
destroy your self-esteem. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and at least it was like that. And then I like kind of after I like said the insult, I just wanted to say like, at least in regards to like some stuff that has happened to Okizuma, just like, how much you want to bet that all the fantards are going to focus on this aspect of the video and disregard everything else?
Yeah.
And at least I was like, I just pictured myself. Okay, you guys ever see Hellsing Abridged?
Yeah, I have.
I've seen like
okay.
one episode of it.
Okay, remember the chick with like the homing bullet? I
I
don't remember her name.
I think that's Rip Van Winkle, and like I've
Yeah.
seen a few episodes
I
of the
don't
full
know.
Hellsing OVA, but I
I don't
haven't
know
seen
if
that. I haven't gotten
I've
that
watched
far
that
to Bridge
far
yet.
into it, but yeah.
Yeah, just like remember, she's like, I don't need to take this from you, you racist, gender propagating, misogynistic pig. And I just pictured myself just like saying that in like the most over the top, angry way, just as a kind of fuck you, and just like I'd be like, oh god, that felt good. And at least.
It always feels great when I yell in a commentary, like I'm about to do for commentary number 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm just going, it's like, so it was like, I just wanted to start off as Caden and like kind of become Rip Van Winkle and then kind of just like teeter off into like angry Mr. Krabs. So like, here's how the sentence went. So let me give you some advice. Shut that asshole you call him out and actually learn some logic, you egotistical, slanderous, stubborn, hypocritical, dumb, crazy liberal. And then I stopped there. I was originally going to call her a cunt, although I realized that I have this like stupid double standard when it comes to like at least calling women using gendered insults for women because I could be construed as a sexist, but I not have that at least that way for guys. And since like kind of that the C word is like very taboo in like America, and I know like the more like you're afraid of the word, you more give it power, but I'll still kind of sorry, just kind of like unsure if I should say that or bitch. And then I was like, and after that sentence, I was going to say, who still, after all this time, has not grown at all and is still the dumb 15-year-old who knows it all. You just jump to the fucking left.
Yeah. Not to rush you guys, but I have to go in like 5 minutes. So not to rush you guys, but I'm rushing you guys.
Oh shit, lightning round. Okay, what else?
It's fine. We can just wrap it up, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so lightning round.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ever hear about the Zammy incident?
No.
The
No.
Zammy incident? No.
Involving like the Steven oh, okay, you guys don't know Steven Universe.
I've
Yeah,
never
no,
seen
I
it.
do to an extent.
At least the fan. Let's just say, okay, so like a
I
long
don't really
time
know
ago,
the
there was
fandom
this
either,
artist.
but okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, I think I might. Yeah, keep going.
There was this artist who made some fan art that like a lot of the crazy liberal SJW, which I'm going to get why they actually exist soon, at least, that they kind of harassed her to committing suicide. And what happens is that Lily ended up kind of like making at least some like snide remarks about it that at least unlike say John Oliver were actually really were not like over the top and like actually good comedy, just were stupid, and therefore like some of like the couple like at least bronies who didn't like her on Tumblr got really fucking pissed at that. And like I retweeted it, and like one of the fans who, and at least I'm at least on semi good terms with some of Jerry's fans, and like he asked her about that, and like he said like, oh, you need to laugh at them, and then I was just, and then at least I was going through my mind, and I actually later kind of at least in the middle of a discussion with him like, oh, it was too soon, and like just saying it was too soon, and like she shouldn't have done that, and like it just goes along the lines of like him saying that at least he thinks that he just said like too soon was subjective, just because at least maybe it's because he's from a different like country, and therefore like you know the whole like giggle at the ghosties from like MLP and just like use comedy to make things more uncomfortable. Although I see it more along the line of it was too soon. I don't think the comedy she used was that good, and like he also like at least kind of got on my ass for like saying, oh, you should spread awareness about it. And it's like, no, that doesn't do anything, and like kind of just the fact that at least spreading awareness is at least the least you can do for like the people who can sorry about that. At least for the people who don't have the power to say like report or actually like bring down like the fucking hammer of justice, so to speak, on those types of people. At least I need to really tell them like what I was saying, and like I actually don't know at least the placement of it, like at least of Lily's comments in the official timeline, so to speak. So I don't know whether it really was too soon. It probably was. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Lily has no problem with the TPP. It's just content creators being like paranoid about corporations getting more power with copyright.
Well, they have a right to be paranoid because they get their stuff flagged, and then they destroy
Oh God,
it. If they make money off of it and they get flagged and shit, that hurts their income. That hurts their livelihood. They have a reason to be paranoid.
Yes, and what makes it even worse is the fact that she's fucking dealt with the bad ships of the YouTube copyright system. She's probably not going to continue in a minute on My Little Pony because Hasbro keeps on sending her bullshit, and like, which stops her from monetizing her videos, and due to YouTube's
So of
bullshit
all
system.
the people who should be against it, she should be against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and just like she's going like on and just like saying like, oh, I'm not gonna whine like Mr. Enter, and I'm like, dude, you fucking watched him, Sterling. Squeaky wheel gets the fucking grease. And then I'm just like, ugh, it's like bullshit, just like really bullshit. Like it shows like she has to wait like 2 months at least per video to get her monetization rights back. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was really fucking ridiculous. And,
Yes,
like,
it
at least
is.
kind of at least wrapping it up quickly, like for the whole like
Well,
for the whole, at least last but not least, the whole SJWs don't exist thing. First, there are people who do say that SJWs, who use SJW wrong. It's usually internet slang for crazy liberal, and she's like, usually said like, oh no, I know, like, oh, I can't find any SJWs, therefore they don't exist. Which at least, come on, like just because there aren't racists in my town, that means that they don't exist, which is bullshit. And I think it kind of just goes back to like she used the exact fucking stereotypes, and she said she is so far left she can no longer dance.
Wait,
Sorry.
wait, is she saying like, oh, because I don't see something, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist?
wait, so she's denying that SJWs
like,
exist, and she uses
Oh,
Tumblr?
I don't see
Yeah,
Jesus,
I
so
don't know
guess
how
he
you
never
can even
actually
do.
existed
How
in
is
our
that even
world, but then-
possible? How do you use
Yeah, and, like,
Tumblr
the
and
thing
deny
that
the
like,
existence of SJWs?
and like it really did like it was
It's
just kind
like
of stupid. And
you
I was
live
like,
on the
the worst
fucking
part
moon and deny
is
the
that
existence
she
of
actually.
rocks.
The worst part is that she actually has fucking seen them. Josh, on multiple times on Tumblr, has gotten shit for like from SJWs. Like one anon told him to go check his privilege, and like one anon like once told him like to go that he should be ashamed because of what happened during Hiroshima. He called out the people who attacked Joss Whedon, all the like crazy liberals who attacked Joss Whedon after the whole Avengers 2 debacle. He called out Salon for like using the Paris attacks to like pass their agenda, and most notably, everybody who fucking harassed Zammy was an SJW. That is the exact fucking definition. They're getting offended. It's because it's like racist or some shit like that. It is literally the exact fucking definition of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up, though. Yeah, I think I have a better idea of what Lily Pete has been doing lately, because I haven't been paying attention. So yeah, I think this was a really good...
Wait, Lily P, did Jerry P become a transsexual recently?
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah, it came out.
yeah,
I think it was a couple of months ago.
yeah, she came out as
Yeah,
trans.
I
and,
don't really keep up with Jerry Pete, so I don't really care.
I don't blame
See,
you.
the only reason I
really,
even knew
I
about
haven't
that in
been
the first
keeping
place
up
is
either.
because I remember someone else like linking the video of her saying is like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm transgender or something like that.
Yeah,
Hi.
that.
Are they gone? No, they're still here, you idiot. You're the one who fucking allowed them to like ask the damn question.
And then she
And at least
explained
like
it later.
if you do,